Hi Cancer, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Cancer, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. That is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, for your key to the week, just to mention as well, your year ahead videos and all of those good things and goodies that everyone is asking about, I promise you they are coming. It's just obviously with the health issues and stuff that I've had, everything's been delayed, so I apologize, but they are coming. All right, your key to the week this week is the High Priestess. So Gemini had this same card, different deck, but same card. The High Priestess is hidden things revealed, but it also speaks to your own intuition. Now, this is your card as a Cancerian, or one of your cards as a Cancerian. And what this says is, my dear Cancers, your intuition is going to be on fire this week. You must trust it. I mean, I don't really need to say that to Cancers because 9 out of 10 of you absolutely trust your gut, right? And I'm very much like that. When a Cancer says to you, I feel it in my gut, I'm like, what did you say? What do I need to know? Like, because, right? For your actions and options, you've got the 10 of Wands. Be mindful this week, my dear Cancerians. You may be tempted to shout your way through something. It's not going to work. Right, in the words of Hermione, it's not going to work, right? That might be what you feel you need to do, and if it's a case of like you need to stomp and shout and scream, do that, but do it somewhere else that it's not going to be counterproductive. It does feel like you're going to try to talk at someone this week, or you're going to try to enforce or impose yourself on some situation, and it's not going to work, right? And I say that to you, and 9 times out of 10 Cancer doesn't do things that way. This is one of those few times where you're going to try to do it that way and it won't give you the result that you're looking for, all right? Forceful is not always best. Sometimes it's required, and sometimes Cancerians have a hard time doing that. This is one of those times where it's like you're gearing up to do it. It's not the right way to go. In terms of the options that are available to you, another way that this potentially shows up is, for some of you, this could be releasing your internal baggage, whether this is going to counselling or therapy, whether this is just having a really firm conversation with yourself to say, you know what, I'm actually ready to let this shit go now. There's a moment of pure self-honesty here. And in terms of the options that are available to you, there is a chance to lay a burden down. There's a song called Hand Me Down by a band, an Australian band called Matchbox 20. Absolutely love them. And many of you will recognise the lead singer's voice. He did a song with Santana called Smooth. It was fucking awesome. But yeah, listen to that song, right? There's this called Hand Me Down by Matchbox 20. And this feels like somebody is going to hold space for you this week. And one of my favourite lines in that song is where he says, so lay all your troubles down on me. And I actually, I thought I was going to cry there. I managed to pull it together. So clearly I'm holding space for you guys right now. But you will, it hits home, right? I think somebody's going to hold space for you this week to allow something to happen, to allow some change or some shift to take place, and I think it will be the right one. And I think it's going to be a good thing for you, all right? In terms of your communications and conversations, you've got the 2 of Cups. Right, so this is a week for partnership, connection, collaboration, whether this is personal, professional or platonic. The 2 of Cups with the interesting, Two of Cups with the High Priestess, that's empathy, the ability to feel what other people feel, but it's also someone demonstrating a very high level of empathy. And I don't actually think it's you. Usually the most empathic person in the room is the Cancer sun, moon or ascendant, doesn't matter. But this week, I actually think that this is going to be someone, I think there's going to be a conversation that you have where somebody holds space for you and it really gives you a very powerful cathartic experience. All right, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, I actually feel like this is where a fellow student, someone that you're working with, studying alongside, they kind of give you an elbow and say, look, if you need anything or if you need somebody to talk to, like, I'm here for you. And I think this is going to, that kind of thing goes a very long way for Cancers, because 9 times out of 10, Cancer is the person that's there for everybody else. And so they can sometimes get a little bit resentful when, people aren't there for them. This is that week, I think, where, you're going to notice that you've got so much love and so much support around you. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, buddy up. Partner up. There's something that potentially you and a colleague bond over this week. And it's almost like, like there's something that you bond over, and that's, anyway, for those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this is you. There'll be a lot of conversations this week that help you feel out what the next best step is. But just because you can see it's the next best step doesn't mean that everybody's going to agree with you, and you trying to strong arm them or, sort of force them into it is not the right way to go. This is, if there's something that you want this week, approach it with an open palm rather than a pointed finger. Okay? For those of you that are retired and no longer working, I honestly think this is you addressing a familial issue, and maybe realizing that you have an ally in something that you want to fix or mend within the family. For your love and relations, you've got the Ace of Pentacles. Love that. For those of you that are single, this could be a great week for love, actually. Good film. This with the Ten of Wands. For those of you that have been single for a while, profoundly so, if you've really been feeling that energy, this week could actually go a long way to you really understanding the reason that you've been single up until now. And it could see you really starting to open your heart in a way that maybe you didn't even realize it needed to happen. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, I think for a lot of you, this is rededication to the relationship after a difficult period. And I also think that this will show up for a lot of you when you have a heart-to-heart with a partner about the living situation that you're in, whether it does or doesn't work for you, what the future looks like. For your money and materials, you have the Six of Cups. This is so weird. This combination, this exact combination showed up for another sign, and it's basically the same 3 cards in the same positions with completely different decks. So I think it was I think it might have been Taurus. Was it Taurus or was it Gemini? I think it was Gemini, I can't remember. But that's really uncanny. So, I wonder if there's something to be said about that combination. Now, for your money and materials, that Six of Cups, especially with the Ten of Wands and the High Priestess, this could be the release of a financial burden. This might actually be where maybe you're talking to a family member, a significant other about this to say, you know what, I don't want to pay for this anymore. Or actually, you know what, I think I need to take my foot off the pedal when it comes to this expense. And it might be something that you're even no longer using, maybe something that you no longer really resonate or care about. It's like you're pulling your finances back into line by accepting or acknowledging what is no longer fit for purpose. That Six of Cups when it comes to your physical health and vitality. This with the High Priestess, especially because you got the Ten of Wands present as well. I am going to say, like, this week, if you are single and you're mingling with, different people and all the rest of it on an intimate level, be mindful that you look after yourself, okay? That you protect yourself. Just, yeah, I think you get where I'm going with that. There's possibility for an STI or something along those lines that you don't want, all right? Now, when it comes to, I mean, nobody wants any STI, but you know what I mean. When it comes to your home and environment, this could be you, and if you have siblings, this could be you and a sibling or cousin, maybe that you're working together on something behind the scenes for the family, with the family, or maybe even something to do with the family home or heritage that you're not talking about just yet. It's like some secret project that you and a partner, or you and a sibling or a cousin, or even just a really good friend are working on. Now that 10 of Wands is right there at the top, does suggest that maybe you're trying to steer things in a certain direction. You got to leave it more open than that. All right, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.